Ever since I've known your president, some time ago, in this city, he was always doing big and thinking big. And this is the high point of that thinking for the moment. You haven't yet discovered what's going to happen to you at this school. And maybe people will not know you many places now that they will know you. Because you are worth knowing, because you have what it takes. You know, this is a study in mathematics is what we're looking at today. That a small place has now become large. You count not by the hundreds, but by the thousands. That's what it will be. It will be that everybody will know your name, not your personal name, but they will know your university's name, your college's name. And that is very important because that starts people knowing you before they see you. And what I like about it is you don't have to have a football team to make it known. Right? You know, when you think about your drive and passion for education, we know who you are. Frederick Douglass was a slave. There were no schools for Frederick Douglass. But you see, is that Frederick Douglass beat the whole slavery thing. Frederick Douglass had the brain and the ability and the drive. That's what it takes. It's not a matter of what your degree is, it's a matter of did you study. Is that when I think of you here, I cannot help but think of the whole line of great thinkers and great drivers forward for our people. And Martin King used the thing that we hadn't used before. He used our moral and spiritual strength. We are not a political people as much as we are a moral and spiritual people. At the bottom of it all, that's what it is that keeps a nation real. That's what it is that changes it forward in the right way. You represent that. It's not an accident we're in a church here. It's that that's what fits us. And that we will change American Christianity till it becomes real Christianity. And we will change American democracy until it's really a democracy. That's why we can see the order of things. We created for America a Martin King, greater than any, is the only American minister that's on the American Mall. Isn't that interesting? Of all the thousands of preachers, our preacher stands there with the tallest on the mall. Where we couldn't go before, we now dominate. That's what our future is. Look at it again. Because we used our moral and spiritual strength, we also now have a president. We didn't think that would happen. Isn't it interesting? You bring a man to the presidency that wants to help all the people, and then because of a 400-year loss on the other side, They don't want to play ball with or be led by a man who they once called a slave and is now so much above them that they don't know how to handle it. And as we come to graduate, all of us in this room, black, white, yellow, pink, it doesn't matter about color. This is why we win, because it doesn't matter about color. It only matters about our moral and spiritual strength. And that's why your being here is more important than it may seem. Because that moral and spiritual strength is what will make the new world be able to thrive in the midst of a world that is going down. America is on its way down, not up, and all the way around it. It is seeing great nations rise. And we have to understand the reasons that things are going up in some places and down in others. But it's in relationship to what exists. It doesn't stand by itself, it's in relationship to the rest of the world. And here you are, you have what America needs at this moment. That's not an accident, that's a plan larger than the plans that we think of. Right? You are going to be greater in America than you now think. America cannot revive itself without you. And you've got to know that. And without what you bring to it, that's what's going to be useful. It used to be what America gave to us. What? Now it's what we will give to America. You know, you have already proven who you are. That's the great thing about looking at an audience like this. Knowing something about you and your background. All of you that are here. You see, we could not have seen an audience like this before Martin King wrote. Because they wouldn't let us be like this, even in a church. But we are here in spite of. And will be here, and others will be following us, not in spite of, but because of. You have overcome the main difficulties. It's your endurance, your ability to cope and plan. It's your ability to come out on top in spite of. You have proven to the world and to yourself things more important than the courses you took. Please realize that everything you have learned is terribly important. But a lot you learned before you got here is terribly important. And that you may not have been able to do what you have done here if it wasn't for what you learned before you got here. Don't think you have to because you are older than most graduating in other places, right? Don't think that you are less than because you had to stay out a while, because what you learned then was as important as anything you learned while others were in school. Don't ever forget that, right? See, you have won. That's the greatness of today. You have won. In spite of, not because of, you have won in spite of everything that was a negative. You have come out on top. You won. That's who we are. We're winners. That's who we are. We are winners. See, you know, it's interesting that when I look at you, I don't look at you the same way that I look at, I was at a graduation yesterday, day before, a military one, and my grandson, I will just brag a little, was there and graduated with honors, but I just mentioned that. What you see is that he was the third generation of people who believed in God more than they believed in anything else. Let me put it another way. They believed in the moral and spiritual undergirding of this nation and all nations. Is that when they obey God, then we come out on top. I suppose that being in church is bringing on some of these things. But the point is, we can't forget who we are, where we came from, and what kept us going. You know, it's not an accident as I look at women here and think that it was that nobody is of more importance in Black America than our grandma. Because regardless, you didn't allow our feminine side to be destroyed. Is that you refused to be destroyed. You took care of men that wasn't worth taking care of. But you held them up until they were worth more than they seemed. Right? The world likes to bring up the negative side of what they have done when they look it up. We bring up the positive side. You know, it's interesting on every hand that there isn't anything at the top of the line we haven't already done. And there's not going to be another thing going on that we won't continue to do. Going higher and higher and higher. You also represent the future of our nation. As I look, this nation has never looked like you. It has never looked like this meeting here, with all of the minorities that are here and all of those that started before, whether they're black or white or brown or yellow. But we're here, we're getting the education, we're using our brain, we're using our spirit, we're proving that we will not be destroyed, we will not be put down, we will rise. You see, when I really think about it, some people were murdered in this land, and it would not look that didn't look like you. There were those that were. Some were hung by a rope. Schools were not built because they didn't like who we were. Wages were denied to millions because they didn't like who we were. So you would never get paid proper wages because of who you are. But you see, because of us, not only have black people got better wages, but white people as well. Because of us. And that's the great lesson we bring to you. That good and evil is not decided by color. Goodness is decided by your value system. And when we think about it, in 10 or 15 years, this nation will look like America should look because of us. Don't ever forget that. And that is because now there's not a few of us have had education. There are multiple millions of us that are better educated than America ever thought we could be, as much as it thought we would be. Right? And if you fight for it, like people fought for you, that's how it's made us. We have fought for other people like other people fought for us. We have lifted ourselves, not by ourselves, but with all the rest of us who refuse to be defeated. You have to refuse to be defeated. You have to refuse to be selfish. You have to refuse to be less than, because you're made to be more than. Understand?